Hi, and welcome back to TFM Emotional Wellness Coaching for actors, athletes, and recording artists.
Welcome. I'm glad you could join us.
Yes, so I'm Britt.
And I'm Tess.
And we are here today to discuss the foibles of becoming a recording artist and how your emotional wellness basically dictates how successful you will be, how you manage your career, how you interact with other entertainers.
Right.
So we're going to talk about that.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's a good subject.
Yeah, it is. So you're a recording artist.
Mm-hmm.
You're a singer, a songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what you think some of the pitfalls are of artists in that field and how it affects them emotionally.
Okay. A lot of competition, which we have competition whether in any of the arts and entertainment
True.
world. But I think it's extremely detrimental sometimes because I think for a recording artist, for a singer, for a musician, music is a very personal thing.
It is.
Our voice, if you're a singer, is a very personal, that's our instrument. It's very personal and how we get our message across using our voice.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we can get caught in a web of competition almost, of hearing the way somebody else delivers,
Oh, good.
a
Yeah.
piece or a song or writes a song, and the response that might be brought forth from that song. Or maybe we might have maybe we have a little more talent than somebody else. I'm just saying, or maybe, person A has more talent than person
Sure.
B. But person B is able to communicate not just through music, but actually communicate emotionally on an emotional and energetic level
Right.
with those that are the movers and the shakers, or the shakers
Correct.
and the movers
Right.
in that industry. So the one might be in the background, but might have more talent,
Correct.
more ability, and that's great.
Yes.
But the other one might be more upfront, more extroverted, more
Maybe
out
even
there.
more entrepreneurial.
and even more entrepreneurial and have a bit more drive. And that all goes back to an emotional hold that someone might have, a self-esteem. I shouldn't say a little, because it's
Yes.
a self-esteem issue. Jealousy too. Jealousy is a big thing, and that goes along with self-esteem.
Yes.
And so I think that it can actually drive an artist to use substances
Oh, yeah.
or anything else to kind of one, relax the nerves, so to
Okay.
speak, okay, because we all get, and the other is to numb down that feeling of I'm not good enough.
Oh.
I don't measure up.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Does that make
yes,
sense?
Yeah. Oh, it makes perfect sense. So that led me to think about our new and up and coming recording artists, and that led me to thinking about the reality shows that are on TV right now, like American Idol, and So You Think You've Got Talent, and all of those types of programming. And I think about, let's talk about American Idol, because I think that probably, to me, is, for young talent, can be extremely detrimental. Okay, so you go into the first round of competition and there's like 30,000 people in an arena, okay, and they ask you to sing like Mary Had a Little Lamb or
Right.
something like, and if they think you can carry a tune, you may make it to the next round, right?
Right.
Let's say you've made it to that first 500 that finally make it to the TV show.
Right.
Okay, where they're handing out the yellow tickets, right? The golden tickets.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of stress and competition, and you cannot tell me for 1 minute that these young adults are not feeling so insecure and self-conscious and comparing themselves
Exactly.
to everyone who opens their mouth virtually, right? And then I think about the lovely, dear parents. God
Of the
bless
children.
them, bless their hearts.
I knew you were going there. Mm-hmm.
So little Sally says, I want to be on American Idol. I want to be a singer. I want to grow up to be a star. Great.
And mom and dad.
Very supportive. See,
Because-
there's only one small issue. You've been lying to this child for forever, okay? And you've been telling her that, oh, honey, you can sing. Yes, you can sing. And then she gets before the judges, and their faces go from to horror. Exactly.
So-
when little Sally
so Jen,
opens
I'm not-
her mouth.
Right.
Do you realize as a parent the damage you have done, especially when she comes out of the room and you go, did you get it? Did you get the ticket? And she's in tears. I didn't get it. They didn't like me. They didn't. And you go, oh, they're nothing but beep, 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 beep. And honey, you can sing and beep, 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 beep. What are you doing? The destruction that you have wrought upon your child because you're not living in reality.
Right.
And
Right.
this is the problem that we have in our society today with raising a new group of talent. They are not emotionally prepared to hear the truth.
Right. Well, no, I have my
No, go ahead.
I have my feelings on that. I think part of it is because there's been a generation of everybody gets a trophy.
Oh, please. I hate that.
Everybody, there's no
losers.
no losers.
Everybody's a winner.
Everybody's a winner. So then what happens is you don't teach children who grow up to be adults how to handle rejection and that there's losing,
Yes,
and then there's winning,
exactly.
and that failure is not the end of the world.
No, it is
failure
not.
a lot of times is just the beginning, because it will either make you or break you.
Correct. And I even go so far as to say that just because you're not chosen doesn't make you a failure.
Right,
Just because
exactly.
you didn't get the award doesn't make you a
Exactly.
failure. However, it doesn't mean that everybody should get an award
Exactly.
just to make everybody feel good
Right.
either.
So
you can't do
No.
that, because emotionally and mentally that is so damaging. And okay, so look, Tess and I are talking to you from a place of understanding because we have been in the business
Right.
for a very long time on many different levels, behind the camera, in front of the camera, performing. We have
Right.
done all of that. We have taken time off to raise our children. Our children are older now, they're out of the house, and we've reestablished our careers. And we realized, looking at this new group of talent coming in, that it's pretty darn scary.
it is.
It really, really
no,
is,
it
because
is.
they are not emotionally prepared for what they say they want, or mom and dad has said, you are going to do this.
Right.
Okay, I've had children teenagers, okay, in some of my classes who I'm like, why aren't you still in class? What's going on? I haven't seen you for 2, 3 classes. And then I come to find out, well, I'm suffering from anxiety. I can't handle being in class. I can't handle this. I can't handle that. We're raising a society that can't handle the little things, can't handle stuff.
No. What happens when the big things come
What
along?
happens when you audition for a big part on Broadway and you don't get it? What happens when, you are a singer, an actor, whatever the case may be? Say you're a singer and you get a part in a television production, right? And then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, they've decided to write your character out. How do you handle that? Because that could be totally devastating.
Absolutely.
If you don't have the right emotional and mental capacity and to handle that.
Right.
What tools and techniques do you have? It is so important, parents, it's so important to make sure your children have those things.
Absolutely.
And if you are a parent who is a manager of your child and you don't have those tips and techniques in order to help them navigate,
Even to help yourself.
look,
Even to
if
help
your
yourself.
child gets rejected, you're going to feel horrible.
And how do you
How do
handle
you
that?
handle it?
Do you-
Because if you're like some of those parents who are on American Idol who are cursing up a storm and acting all out of pocket, let me tell you, you need tips and techniques and tools
Exactly.
on how to handle your emotions.
Right.
Because you're teaching your child that when I don't get my way and I don't win and I don't get the audition, that I retaliate.
Right.
I don't look inward and say, what can I do next time to be better? You tell them, oh, you're perfect and you don't need to do anything and everybody else has the problem. That
Right.
is not the way to raise talent,
Exactly.
healthy talent. Please
Right.
don't do that.
Right. Well, there's another flip of the coin.
Go ahead.
What about the one that gets accepted and they're young?
Okay.
Now, let's say, I don't know, 15, 16,
Sure.
even younger. And they just mesmerize everyone, right?
Right.
Do they have the tools to handle the amount of stress that fame brings on? Let's look at it across the board, just history-wise,
Yeah.
of how many people have had trouble handling fame. Because you think, oh, well, you have all the money and you have all of this and you have all of that.
No, you don't. You
That's
you have all of that, and then you have all of the problems that come with all of that.
Right. You have all the problems that come with all of that. That's right. And then sometimes you may go home. People think, oh, well, there must be people around them all the time. Not necessarily.
No.
Not necessarily. They may not have a good home environment with their nuclear family or with their
Exactly. No support
extended
system.
family, no support system. So, but if they have the tools
Sure.
to be able to just drop it at the door and know how to recognize when they feel that rising up.
Yes.
What do you do when you feel it rising up inside of you?
Yeah,
What
you
do
have
you
to
do?
know your
How do you bring it
triggers.
down?
Yeah.
How do you bring it down? People say, well, breathe. Okay, well, that's great. Breathing techniques. Okay,
Yeah.
great. They work. But there are other ways to handle that. There's
Yes.
other ways to actually emotions aren't a bad thing. We're going to have emotions. Anger, jealousy, all of that comes up.
It's how you handle
It's
it.
how you handle it.
You have to know your triggers, and you have to understand that if you do get triggered, that doesn't make you a bad person.
Exactly. Because we all get triggered.
Of course we do. Of course we do.
Right.
So what we here at TFM are offering to you is a free personality assessment. In that free personality assessment, we are able to determine where you are right now emotionally in your life, in your career, in your education and in those things that you want to pursue right now.
Right.
And then we assess it. We'll sit down with you over Zoom. We will go over it. And we will tell you, you know what? You're in a really good place to handle this type of a career right now, or to start the training for that career right now.
Right.
And then there are others of you who we're going to tell you, you're not there yet. We'll help
Right.
you get there, but you're not there
Right.
yet.
Right.
And there's no
Judgment?
in you not being there. It's okay.
Because none of us are all there,
No,
for heaven's sakes.
absolutely not. But we have the tools and the education to help you get there so that you're ready.
And the desire to help.
Absolutely, 100%. So we just want to invite you to go ahead and click the link below, and there it will lead you to the website, and then you can go ahead and read more about the personality assessment and more about what we do and how we help new talent. So new talent doesn't mean that, you know, they're just young children or teens.
You could be in your 60s or 70s.
We mean new to the industries.
Right.
That's
Right.
what we mean, new talent to the industries. And if you're seasoned, even more so, you probably need us, okay? Because you have been through the ringer. And how are you handling that? Because if we're going to be super honest, let's just look at the news for the last year. And how many talented, beautiful, accomplished men and women have we lost to suicide
Right.
because they did not have the emotional capacity to deal with what was going on in their lives and careers.
That's right.
It is sad, and it doesn't need to continue happening. And that's why we want to work with you before you get to a crisis.
Right. Exactly.
Give you tools and tips and techniques before you hit crisis mode.
That way, because crisis mode
It will happen.
will come.
It will come.
I mean, we all go through crisis points in
But
our
it doesn't
life.
have to take you out.
It does not have to take you out.
Doesn't have to take you out.
It can take you up.
It can.
You can level up from it and help others
Absolutely.
too along the way.
Yes. So once again, thank you
Thank
for
you.
spending this time with us here at TFM, and we hope we've given you the information that you're needing, looking for, or didn't even know that you needed. Okay. And once again, the link is below. Go ahead and click that, and we look forward to having a conversation with you.